everyone, welcome to Sarcasms Gaming here in New Zealand. As you can see, I have my Pokemon folder here. I am trying to collect all 1025 Pokemon in the game. This is my 1 month checkup recap. So let's get into it and see where I'm up to. So I've labelled every page. I've got a recap here of every card count that I've done in the last month. So my last count was 453. I'll let you know at the end how many cards I have collected at the 1 month mark. Let's go through the folder and have a little look. So I still don't have any of the 3 evolutions here of the main 3 characters. We're working on it. So I've got a few EXs. I think it's about 15 now. Just over 100 holos now. So not that it matters what rares or anything. I just want one of every Pokemon regardless of what rare it is. But the rarer is if I had an EX versus a holo, then I'd take the EX and put that in the folder. So as you can see here, my first 2 EXs. I got Team Rocket's Nidoking from the newest Destined Rivals set, and I have Lily's Clefairy there as well. We have the Ninetales full art. So go through the folder here. Yeah, the holos are all spread throughout. So this was the first page I completed about a week ago, from Cloyster down to Kingler. The last one I needed was Team Rocket's Hypno. Well, not Team Rockets, but Hypno, which I got from Destined Rivals. Another completed page there. One of my favourite Pokemon, Rhydon. I think I'm still deciding on what I'm going to do after this, what challenge I'm going to set myself after this challenge, but I think it's going to be to collect my favourite Pokemon maybe, or older Pokemon, all of them. Like, say, every Rhyhorn, every Rhydon. So out of the 151 I've collected, I think it's about, I'm going to say about 85, 90 of them, so just over half. Yeah, and I would say about 60 of those were from the 151 packs. So I got my Mega Mewtwo EX there. That's my best card. So let's go through the folder here. So once we get past the 151s, which we have now, we get into, here you'll see I've labelled these cards, these spaces with rare. So I've done a lot of research. I've got about 4 or 5 A4 papers of researching all the rare cards, what sets they're in, when they last came out. So there are about 174 cards of the 1025, 174 cards that have been released 9 times or less. So they're only available in 9 different expansion sets, or less, of course. So the rarest card in the game, some of you might know, I actually have that card, and I'll tell you what it is once I get to it. There are 9 cards which are really rare, so there is only 2 of one card ever released. I'm trying to get the other one. I have one of them, and there are 8 cards that have only ever been released 3 times. So there are 9 extremely rare cards out of the 1025. So I've labelled rare right throughout. I've collected about 30 out of the 174 rares. So a long way to go. So get into this here. Here is the first one on my rares that I ever collected when I first started researching rares, and that is Budgie, number 406. There has only been 5 Budgies, but 3 of them were in Prismatic Evolutions, which is where I got that from. So technically there's only ever been 3 sets that Budgie has been released in. But here is the rarest card in the game, Bonsly. Bonsly is the rarest card in the game. It's only ever been released in Diamond and Pearl in 2007, which I'm still trying to get, and this one here, Obsidian Flames, in 2023. I was quite happy to get that. So yeah, I got a Lucario V there. That's my only V. This card here, Mantique. Mantique is also one of the 9 rarest cards in the game. So that's Budgie, Bonsly, and Mantique. So it's 3 out of the 9 rarest cards that I have. I actually got 2 of them. I think a day apart, which was quite cool. Near the middle of the book here is quite bare. And they from 300 to about 600. Well, actually, most of these, there's about 50. So I try and count them in every 100. So my least collected group so far is the 400 from 401 to 500. So from 401 to 500, I've only collected 37 of them, which is still a third. It's not that bad. What else have we got in here? So the further I get, there's quite a lot of rare ones. I actually like this card here, Litwick. It's pretty nice and original, I'd say. Yeah. I might make a video on my favorite looking Pokemon cards too. There's quite a few in here. So obviously, a lot of these, when you first start collecting every Pokemon in the game, you don't realize how many of them you don't even know, never heard of. So obviously, I've heard of every one of them now because I've researched every single one to see how many of every single one there has ever been. It took me a long time. I'm going to say 10 hours. 10 hours to research how many of every one that's ever been released. So I found out also that there is a list. Oh, I made my own list, which I'll probably do another video of the most common Pokemon in the game. And no surprises as to which one is the most common Pokemon in the game. So as we get through here, we've got a few rares. Not as rare, but like there's 9 or less of them. So as I get a rare, I'll take the rare thing out and put the card in there and then tick it off my 174 list. So Torracat was one of them. I got that the other day. I think there's about 8 or 9 of them. So Lycanroc, here's a full art. That's probably my first full art that I got. I like it, it's pretty cool. Mudbray there, that's one. It's a rare card as well. I like this one here, Salazzle. Is a cool name. Salazzle. And then we have a lot of empty pages here. There's a lot of rare cards to get. Still trying to figure out the best way to try and find and collect the rarest cards. I just made a list of what packs they were all released in. I'm going to try and buy some of those packs, see if I can get some. The trouble is some of them are older, before 2017, before Scarlet and Violet sort of thing. So it's pretty hard to get some of them. But that's the aim. Here's Kubfu. It's another one of the 9 rarest cards in the game. I believe there is 3 of those. Yep, 3 Kubfus ever released. And this one is from Chilling Reign. So I have four, so 4 out of the 9. Yep. As we get further down to the back of the folder here, funnily enough, I have a lot of cards in the 900 to 1,000 range. So, yeah, as you can see, most of these are filled. Got a Bombardier EX there, which looks pretty cool. That's from Paradox Rift. And then we've got a few the new cards here. So all your irons, Iron Treads, Bundle, Hands, Morph, Valiant. And then on the last page, I've collected 3 here. Arch Lagoon, Iron Boulder, and Gouging Fire EX. So I opened up a Gouging Fire EX. I guess it's a boosted tin. There's 5 packs in there. There's 2 Twilight Masquerades, the Paradox Rift, and Obsidian Flames, and a Temporal Forces. And that was the cover card. So here's all my research. All the rare cards. So that's my Pokemon 1025 folder. A lot of 57 pages there. And we have a total of 509 cards after 1 month. So pretty much exactly halfway after a month, which is pretty good. But obviously we're going to slow down in the next month and get a lot more double ups because we've got half the cards already. So yeah, that's my Pokemon 1025 journey at the 1 month mark. Let me know what you think. It's a lot of research, a lot more effort than I ever thought when I started this journey out, but it's fun, expensive, but fun.